Fridays. How are you? Happy Friday. Let me tell you what we're talking about today. So, today, the title is I Still Code Switch. I'm still code switching, but I finally found my voice. I think it's an important topic to talk about because I know so many of us are still in the midst of code switching. And we're also trying to figure out what's that line where we find or we don't have to do it or like completely stop or at least have more space and permission not to need to. Um, so yeah, I hope that you think this is going to be a worthy conversation as well. I used to walk into every room feeling like I was ready, absolutely ready to fight, like figuratively greased up my face, got my earrings off, like ready, even if I was fully dressed and I was just going into a conference room at work. Um, and adjusting my tone before I said every word, like trying to prepare for the actual worst in every conversation, um, laughing at jokes that weren't really funny, choosing my words so carefully that by the time I got home, I was exhausted. Like, and it's not from doing the actual work, it's from navigating the relationships and the conversations and all the things that happen throughout the day, right? And then, and then I had this period, which if you've been around rocking with content with me for a while, you know that I left my job in 2016. I went and traveled the world for 3 years. When I came back, I started my business. And yeah, it wasn't until I had really spent 10 years not working in a corporate environment anymore. And it was very interesting to step away because stepping away from that world, it allowed me to heal. I really got some amazing tools and I got to feel fully like myself. And then this year, 2026, actually, I started at the end of 2025. I went back into a job, like somewhere where I had to be there at a certain time, like being paid on a regular basis for working for somebody else. But what's interesting, and this time when I went back, or when I came back, I'll say, it hit different. Like the vibe that I felt going back into the job felt different. And I think if you haven't experienced that, I feel like you need to hear that it can feel different. Because I know for a long time, I didn't feel like it could feel different. And nobody was telling me that it can feel different. So, that being said, there are still days when something happens and I absolutely feel right back in that trapped feeling of what it felt like before to be in corporate America, feeling triggered, feeling like I have to shrink, feeling like I have to act a certain way, that I got to behave myself. Um, but while there are times where I feel like that, more often than not, I've gotten to this place where I can feel more myself, where I can really show up and say what I have to say without feeling like I have to grease up my face and prepare for a fight when I go into the job. So, another way to say that is it the code switching doesn't feel like it defines me. It doesn't feel like it's how I have to respond. Like it doesn't feel like it's not the foundation of survival mode in this job anymore. So yeah, it hits different. It literally hits different. And not having to fight every single day, that is an absolute relief. A relief that, and it's a win. It's a win to be able to say that. So I want to talk about that. And it's not because let me say that. Sorry, let me say that differently. Because not only is it possible to get to this place where you might have to switch in and out of that, but it doesn't have to define you, and you can actually feel more free and more permission and more autonomy to not to really choose. Um, it's possible to have that, and there's beauty on the other side of it. So yeah, let's talk about that. The journey from shape shifting just to survive to finally showing up as yourself. So I hope that you have your drink. I didn't forget mine in the car today. Let me know what you're sipping on. Take a second and say hello in the chat while I get our intro playing. And yeah, we'll get ready to talk. I just realized my audio was cut out. Okay. All right. So I'm interested to see if y'all are going to actually be interested in this topic. Um, so yeah, we'll see how this goes. But anyway, regardless, we always start happy hour with taking some time to celebrate our wins from the week. Hey Megan, happy Friday. I'm glad that you can join us today. You know, I'm always happy to see you. So yeah, we start every Friday by taking some time to celebrate our wins because as I say every week, just like we've gotten a habit of code switching, we've also gotten a habit of skipping over our wins and the habit of ignoring our progress and the habit of just automatically going on to the next one. And that is such a drainer to such a drain to our motivation, to our productivity, and it leads to burnout because we're not actually taking the time to see just how much progress we've made. It is literally a sight, like we're not giving ourselves the dopamine hit that we deserve for the work that we just did. So I like to pause and take this time to celebrate so we can get the dopamine to actually make ourselves not just bully ourselves through continuing to do this stuff that we do, but actually enjoy it. Like allow yourself the dopamine that you deserve for doing the thing you just did, that you just finished. So, yeah, think of a couple things that you want to celebrate from this week. Drop them in the chat so that we can celebrate you and your accomplishments. I want you to know that you're not the only one that sees you're amazing. But you also got to share it because we're on the computer. I can't read your mind, boo. So share it. And while you're taking a second to drop your wins in the chat, I am going to go ahead and share a couple wins from my week. Here's the funny thing. Oh, I always have to stop and think what my wins are. This is an interesting win. So, one win I have from this week, y'all, I listened to Kevin Fredericks, Kev on Stage, okay? I listened to his audiobook called Successful Failure. Y'all, all of that, just because it's absolutely hilarious, you need to listen to that book. It was so funny, so relatable. It makes me want to go and find one of his like comedy shows and go see it in person. Okay. Like that's how absolutely hilarious this book was. I was literally laughing out loud as I was listening to the things. I also think that if you are an aspiring or already like in the in the process of becoming an entrepreneur, or even just going after any kind of dream, it's I think listening to his story is going to be super relatable to you. And also I think it'll give you perspective on what it looks like to keep going when things get hard, the ups and downs, the hard-headed mistakes that we make, like all the different things that comes with being an entrepreneur. He talks about it in so many different ways, and it's absolutely hilarious, hilarious. So I enjoyed that book this week. Definitely a good read, a good listen, and I'm sure that I will listen to it again at some point. That was one win. Let me see. Another win from this week. Let me think. What this week I was off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, which was absolutely amazing. So that's another win. I had 3 days off, and then I'm having 3 days on for work, and then I'm having 2 days off. But then I have like a long stint after that. But still, yeah, I am looking forward to um I'm looking forward to having Sunday and Monday off. So I've had a really good schedule this week. That's my second one from this week. And those days were like really productive. Like my first day, I had some really good rest. The second day, I got some really good things done for my business. The third day, I got some really good things done. So it's really been a great week. And then my third win for the week, I might have said, I think I said last week that I was applying for a new job inside of the company that I currently work for. And I was really excited about it, or yeah, I'm really excited about it because it's going to give me back some of the lifestyle flexibility and some of the things that I'm used to having, like a stable schedule and weekends and things like that. It's going to give me those things back. In addition to, while I can work on a team, um, there is a part of me that likes to have a detachment and working on a team. Um, so I will be in a greater team, but I'll have my responsibilities will be my own. So yeah, I had that interview yesterday, and it went super well. They offered me the job. We're still in negotiations about the money, but I know I'm gonna take it. It's I already know I'm going to take it. So I'm very excited about that. Celebrating that is an amazing win. So excited to have to get that job, be offered that job. So yes, all of those are my wins from this week. I hope that you will take a second and share your wins from the week. But also, if you are like, yo, I can't think of, I can't, I'm so out of practice of thinking of what I want to celebrate from the week. I'm so out of practice of seeing my progress. First of all, I completely understand, especially when I get with my clients in sessions. I'll ask them how was the last week, and there were so many things that I'm like, oh wait, pause. That's where celebrating. That's where they don't. They're so used to just doing the next thing that they forget. They just skim over it. So if that's you, don't worry. Like, give it some room to manifest, to grow in you, for you to see it from this perspective. And I'm sure you'll start to find yourself seeing some uh, different things, or finding some different things that you want to celebrate in your as we start coming into this every week. So think about things that you're grateful for. Think about things that got on your nerves, but You're glad that you didn't sucker punch that person or whatever it is. Start however it feels, you know, I'm celebrating that I didn't drop kick my boss today. Whatever it is. Start that way and then let them continue to grow. That's still worth celebrating, okay? And then you'll get to the place where you're genuinely celebrating yourself, not just celebrating the pitfalls or the hard things that you avoided. So, evolution. Megan said, "Yay, congratulations on the new job." Thank you, Megan. I appreciate it. I'm so excited. I'm hoping I'm hoping that we don't do a long transition time because technically I'm going to still be in the store. So here's the thing about that. I'm still going to be working in the store, and the team that I'm currently on, it is not a big team. We are supposed to be we're fully staffed at 5 people, but we had one person leave, I guess about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, our last day was maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks ago. And so now that I'm switching teams, that means that team will, instead of being 4 out of 5, now it'll be 3 out of 5. And it does make scheduling and some other things more difficult. And the team is still new, including me, is still new. Um, and I also don't want to drag this transition on. I want to go on and get on to my new schedule. I want to get on to having my weekends back. So that's one of the things that we have to have a conversation about very soon. That'll be hopefully that'll be a part of this negotiation conversation. So um yeah, I would imagine I'm hoping that conversation will be wrapped up on Monday or Tuesday. But either way, yes. So those are my wins. But thank you for celebrating with me, Megan. I appreciate it. Okay. So yeah, take a second to share your wins in the chat. If you are watching on the replay, I want to hear your wins too. Take a second, go to the comment section, drop a comment, put wins, and I will gladly reply back and celebrate with you. We would all love to celebrate you. So take a second to do that. Okay, while you're getting yourself ready to do that, the next thing, here's what's fun about taking this new job. Because I'm taking this new job, that means my work schedule, which is usually 9:30 to 6:30, and that's why I moved happy hour to be so late, is now going to be 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., which means I can move Freedom Fridays back up to like the time it was before, where it's more like happy hour time. So I don't know what time I'm going to do yet. Um, I don't know exactly when I'm going to change it because I don't know when my transition is going to be done. But know it's coming. Know that I'm going to be changing the time of happy hour again. It'll be an earlier happy hour, and I think that's great. I think um, the time that we had before, like right before this, where happy hour was at, I think 5. That was a really good time, or we might even do it at 4. So, um, yeah. So we're gonna move it up. It's gonna be. I'm excited to get it back up to an earlier time, especially because, well, this is the other beautiful time. Right now, when I do happy hour on Fridays, like 98% of the time, I have to go to work on Saturday morning. So I get up at 5 a.m. I go through my whole day. I do happy hour at 7:30 p.m. We get done at 8:30. I don't get home until 9:30. And I have to be in the bed by 10 a.m. to get up back in time for 5 a.m. for the next morning. Um, but with my new schedule, Friday will actually be the end of my week and I'll be able to rest. Can you tell I'm excited? So there's a lot of good things happening with that. I'm just celebrating all the wins in this. You can't tell. Okay, let me see. Megan said wins. Come on, Megan. I got out and got some sunlight and some exercise this week. Yay! Congratulations. Listen, it's raining right now. It's literally raining right now. But I'm so excited you got out to enjoy it because girl, we ain't had that down here. And then second one, continuing with meditating 196 days. I love it. That's so good. Oh my gosh. Such a win. Come on, Megan. I love it. Congratulations. Okay. So good. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so now we got to give out some stickers. How to get a sticker. If you've never joined us before, it's really simple to get a sticker. You you get to claim a sticker when you decide, I stopped this week and prioritize myself. This is the reason I do this every week is because we need to have, we need to be rewarded for taking care of ourselves, for not being the martyr, for not sacrificing ourselves, for not um like giving in the hustle culture. We need to be rewarded for that. And that's exactly what this whole thing is about. I want to give you a sticker for even if you took 5 minutes. This is not an all or nothing thing. Okay. If you took 30 seconds, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, where you took time for you and you allowed the stress, the pressure of feeling like you have to be on all the time, if you allowed that to melt away and just took time for you and centered yourself, then I want to give you a sticker. If you did something restful and fun for you, not for your kids, not for your husband, but for you, something that you wanted to do, you need to claim a sticker. This is all about reminding you that you deserve this. So it's really simple to claim it. Just go to the chat and put hashtag STICKA. And I'm going to give you a sticker. I'm not going to check it back for you. I believe you. I trust you. Because here's the thing, the more that you do this, the more that you're going to feel it in your body, the more that you're going to feel rested, the more that you are going to recognize that you're like, oh, this is some of what I have always wanted, but I was trying to backdoor it by working myself harder when all I really needed to do was just take time for me, right? It's one of those things where, again, hustle culture has brainwashed us to believe you got to work harder to finally have enough time to rest. Nope, that's slavery, friend. That's a slavery mindset. That is not, that's not rest. That's not freedom. That's not fully enjoying life. But this is about helping us make that switch. Okay, so let me go ahead. Let me give out some stickers right now. Let me give out some stickers. Um, Here's a spreadsheet. Share. Okay. What's today? Today is the 29th. Next week is a celebration of how many stickers we have accumulated over the next quarter, how much we've taken time for us and rest and fun. So I got to get my celebration vibes ready for next week, which is good. Marissa, hey, beautiful. How are you? Said I can't stay, but I just wanted to pop in and say happy Friday. Hope you all are well. Congrats, Meg. That's amazing consistency. Yes. Marissa, so glad that you got a chance to drop in. I hope if you didn't hear me say, I got a new job at the same company, but the time is going to shift again, shift it back up. So hopefully it makes it easier to join. Because I know all my regular people have like, they haven't had a chance to because it's so late in the evening. So I hope that you get a chance to join us again. We're so glad that you stopped in though. Sending you love, girl. Sending you love. Okay. So let me go ahead and give Megan her sticker, and I'm gonna claim my sticker today too. Yes, yes. Oh, look at the cute little puppy. Yes. Okay. We gave out some stickers. All right now. I love it. I love it. And so if oops, you might not be able to see it with where I'm at on the screen. Let me see, because I'm all the way at the end. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can fix it. Here, we'll do that. Nope, that didn't fix it either. Oh, wait, let me try this and see if I could just move me. Nope, that didn't work. Well, listen, the sticker. Oh, it's right there. You can see them. Okay, I got distracted. Squirrel, but I'm back. If you are watching on the replay and you want to claim a sticker, you still have time. You do not have to be here live to claim a sticker because this is you. This is you deciding that you deserve a reward for making time for yourself. And I'm always, always about helping you do that. So, yeah, you can come to the comment section, a hashtag sticker on the in the comments, and I'm gonna add you to the spreadsheet. Or if you're already on the spreadsheet, I'm gonna give you a sticker on your next column. So don't hesitate to claim your sticker. Okay? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, now that we did that, let's go ahead and get into this topic today. Let me see. Marissa said, thanks. Congrats on the new position. I'm hoping it's aligned. Yes, I'm very excited about it. The last position was not bad, but I'm looking forward to getting my weekends back and a stable schedule and some more flexibility in my schedule and all of those things. So, yes, I'm very grateful. Um, Marissa said, it's not the time. It's been my son's baseball season. Happy baseball. That's so fun. So I should be back soon. Bye for now. Yes. Have a great time. I'm so glad you got a chance to join in. And I'm glad to know that's amazing that you're getting to hang out with your son for baseball. Oh, I'm like, send us some pictures. You know, I love a picture, girl. I love it. So yes, the topic today has been about um, code switching. And we all know the necessity of it. Anybody that's a Black woman, a person of color for that matter, the necessity of it to, in some ways, survive, um, survive the work environment that we're in. But I also want to say, my first time around going through corporate, I really did feel like code switching was a survival tactic. But after stepping away and healing, I had to change it. I had to recalibrate. I had to recalibrate it from being a survival tactic to being a tool that I can use when I really needed it, but also like really challenging myself to find this combination of showing up fully as who I am and also saying it in a way like saying what I had to say and not skipping that or not holding myself back or not trying to like close the gap and instead like yeah there might be some of it but doing it in a way that still felt like I got to show up and be exactly who I am. So I'm not going to say this is easy and I'm going to say it took a lot of healing. As I was saying in the intro, I started working in, and I didn't even think I said this part, but I started working in corporate America when I was 14 years old. My first job was in an office. I worked for a woman of color, but not every job was like that. But over the years, no one really taught me how to code switch. It's like one of those things that you learn as you go. And yet, when I left my job in 2016, and I went and traveled the world for a couple years. That space away, that space away, this opportunity to step away from who I had learned, who I had learned to be, and really getting back into the core of who I am. So the difference between who I was nurtured to be by my job and by the expectations and the things that that was, and then getting back to who I actually am, how I actually want to show up, what is actually my identity. That was such a huge, huge part in changing the way that I show up in this now. Um, So some of the tools that I used to do that was like I got into personality test. I did take a sabbatical. I went and traveled the world. Part of that was being a missionary. Part of it was in a leadership academy. Um, but really stepping away from the atmosphere that I was used to being in to doing something different. Now, on the other side of this, I would say it seems like, oh, well, what if I can't step away from my job for 3 years? How can I still get that same experience? Actually, for me being on the other side of this, I would say there was probably healthier ways to recalibrate, but I didn't have the resources and the community and the coaching and the therapy at that point to be able to make this shift. And so what I did, like that stepping away and traveling the world, while it was beautiful and fun and adventurous and everybody wants to romanticize it, it really was the longer way around to healing. Um, the shorter way to do that is like getting into Jaya with Rashada, but not just that, also working with a therapist. You really need both. You can do those things while also working in the job. And yet, I'm not saying that you shouldn't take time away. I think there's something beautiful to stepping away. But if you don't have the ability to be able to finance 3 years away, or if you don't want to go be a missionary where you raise money to do all of that kind of stuff, if you don't want those kind of circumstances, that doesn't mean that you can't still have the same transformation. It's just going to look a little different. So, and it's very much possible. But the main part of what happened, it's not just about stepping away from the environment. It was also about intentionally going on this journey to detach, like literally detach my identity from my job and decide who I am, who I want to be, how I want to show up, regardless of how I make money. Your job is really just about how you make money. It has nothing, it's not your identity. Whatever your identity is they're they're paying you to experience a part of that, to experience the skills that you give them. But your job itself is not your identity. And so when I separated that, it really and then came back into the job, it really helped me to do it differently. And so instead of trying to get them to see me, trying to be seen, trying to be heard, trying to be ambitious, trying to get ahead, this time I was able to just go on and be like, hey, this is what I got to offer. If you don't want it, cool. So for example, this job, I went in wanting to get promoted into the store leader position. That ended up falling through because for one, that boss got moved into another department, and then the boss that was left, not only was he not the hiring boss, but I didn't get the vibe that he saw me that way or saw that I could do that. And so I didn't get mad. I didn't get anything. I just left it, and I really just bided my time. I really wasn't thinking anything about it. And then this opportunity pretty much fell in my lap because Lord knows when I first heard about it, I didn't even it like it crossed my mind to a part, but I was like, nah, like I blew it off. I completely blew it off. And then it came back around and Jesus said, no, boo. And I was like, okay, I hear you now. I got it. So, and there's something beautiful about that because now this didn't come because I tried to fight for it. It came because it was an alignment. And that's another thing that I talk about. Like it's one thing to fight for things. And I was so tired of fighting when I left my job, which is the other reason why I left. And the code switching is part of what feels like fighting every time we go into the job. That you have to prove yourself, that you have to make them see you, that you have to make them see your worth and your value. And When I let that mindset, and this is hard. Please don't take anything that I'm saying as if I just like woke up one day and it was gone. Like I said, coaching, therapy, um, a lot of help to be able to do this process, which is why I give it, and that's why I help people through it now. But it really did open up this opportunity to take off the boxing gloves, take off the pressure, take off the expectations that pushed me 10 times harder than I ever needed to push myself, and allowed me to just show up fully as myself. Because here's the thing, when your body is in fight, flight, or freeze like that constantly, you go to sleep that way, you wake up that way, you go into every situation thinking that you have to fight. That it's time to put your dukes up, you gotta have your gloves on, your footwork's gotta be perfect, right? Like you go into every situation feeling like that. But to release that, it just gave me goosebumps right now. I wish that I had the words to explain. It's a level of relief, a level of grounding. Like you literally feel your whole nervous system come down, and it doesn't have to kick back up. Now it takes time. It takes intentionality to make that transition from your nervous system being on 10 all the time to like bringing it back down. But when you do, that relief, that relief is what makes it hit so much different. And now your fight to keep that relief looks different than fighting. Now you're not fighting. Now it's like, I'm not giving, I'm not letting my fears or the pressures from this outside environment push me back into that. Again, I'm making it sound simple. It's not. It's not. And it's something that I think is worth a deeper conversation. But let's see if y'all are even into this conversation first. But yeah. Um, hey Tracy, so glad to see you, girl. I'm happy you got a chance to make it today. Um, so yeah, it's been so what has hit different? Look, I'll tell you, just because I'm finding my voice in my job so that I don't have to code switch anymore or code switch as much, it doesn't mean that I don't get triggered. I still have situations where I'm triggered. I had one, I guess it was about 2 weeks ago. I was so angry. It took me like 48 hours to come down. And I had to talk to my coworker. So I was like, am I the only one seeing this craziness? You know how that feels, right? When you're in a job and you're like, why is she talking crazy right now? Like, what the heck are we doing? What's going on right now? But yeah. But then when I came back down and I used some of my tools, it's now been worth it. Now I've been able to show up and get what I need, get promoted pretty quickly. Or I won't call it a promotion, it's more of a lateral. But to me it was the opportunity. I got the opportunity that I really want, an opportunity that felt good for me. And I didn't have to bulldoze, I didn't have to push, I didn't have to fight my way into it. It came to me because not just because of not needing a code switch, but it's also this difference in when you don't feel when you can release yourself from the pressure to be perfect in these situations, it allows a rest within you that emanates out of you in such a beautiful and grounded way that it actually draws people in, and you're not even doing anything. And I could see that that was happening. It was absolutely happening. Tracy said, congratulations on the new position, Rashida. Thank you, Tracy. I'm very excited about it. I was telling everybody earlier, that means now my schedule is changing. Now I can bring it back to the time that it was earlier, like actual happy time hour before I got this job. So I'm excited about that. Tracy says, sorry I'm running late. It's been a crazy. Biggest win. Uh-oh, come on with the biggest win. Got the keys to my new place, moving Monday, and it's been crazy busy. Girl, that is absolutely worth having a crazy time and not being able to join live, girl, I completely understand. Yay! I can't wait to see pictures. Okay. Also, too, if you didn't notice, my Instagram is gone. So if you want to send me a message, you're gonna have to go to at Miss Rasha.o or go to Cheese and Ratchet. Go to Miss Rasha.o. Okay. They're both my accounts, but I don't think I'm gonna post any information. But I was saying all of that to say, send us a picture of your new apartment. You know, I want to see. That's so much fun. Congratulations, Tracy. I love it. I love it. Um, Tracy said, listen, it's a promotion. Take the win, girl. Listen, I'll receive it. It is definitely a promotion in title. Not necessarily, we're still trying to figure out how the money is going to land. But the fact that I get my time back, girl, this varying schedule where it changes every single week and I have to work on the weekends and I got to deal with my coworker who is not a manager, who makes the schedule, and she doesn't like really do what I require. Like it's a fight to get the schedule. I'm like, listen, the fact that I ain't got to deal with her no more or that schedule. Listen, I don't care if they give me a raise or not, even though I hope that they do. As long as I get that, that's a great start. And whatever else happens after that is icing on top of the cake. Okay. That's funny. Tracy said, girl, wait, you're moving back to 12? No, I don't think it's going to be 12. It's going to be back to like 4 or 5. Remember, it was 5 before. When happy hours first started, it was at 5. So I think it's going to be like 5 or maybe 4. That's where I think it's going to be. That's where I think it's going to land. So great question, though. Yes. As you can see, I don't have all the details yet because I'm still waiting. I don't know when I'm going to switch it. I got to see when they're going to switch me over at work. Um, I have to figure out what traffic is going to look like at that time of day. So, am I going to be able to get to a good place to do it, like to do the thing, to get online? So, I do have some details to figure out, but I'm excited about it. Um, but the other thing about this, like with the code switching and stuff too, like, so the person that I'm replacing, it's actually been a little sad because the person before me was a Black woman. And I didn't find this out until later. Well, I could see some things. You know how you can see some things are not quite right? Um, yeah, I could see that. Well, here, let me give you a prime example. She told me that she was a bitter bitch and she had a hard time hanging around me because I was too happy. Okay. And when somebody comes and tells you they're a bitter bitch, I was like, first of all, I could already see it, but I would have never said that. I would have never put those words to it. But when you claim to be a bitter bitch, you have to recognize that that rolls off of you. It rolls off of you in waves, and it really did. Her discontent, even when she was smiling, even when she was like, "Oh, I have a good day," her discontent with herself, with her life, rolled off of her. And so when she got a new job and then she left, they were actually like excited, excited for her to leave. And I'm really sad. I'm sad that that was the situation because I could see that a part of that was her feeling like she needed to prove herself, having a hard time navigating the code switching, really feeling like I could tell every day she went in there with her guard up, feeling like everything was a fight. And it radiated off of her and it repelled people. They didn't let her go. She left on her own. And I wish it didn't have to be like that for her. I do think she had talent that just didn't get tapped into. Unfortunately, I do think it's happened to me. I think it happens to us as Black women. And so I think finding this line where code switching becomes a tool rather than a lifestyle is really important, because when it makes that shift, it's a sign that we have found a way to be comfortable in our skin, even in these situations. When it's a lifestyle and you have to do it, you don't feel comfortable. You feel like there's no other way to survive. That puts you in the survival mode. When it becomes a tool, it becomes a way. It becomes an opportunity for you to get what you need without, in an easier way, because you catch more flies with honey than shit. So yeah. Um, Megan said, wearing being bitter like that as a badge of honor is crazy. Exactly. It is so crazy. And everything was like, oh, like I'm generally a happy person, but some days I'll be like, oh, I didn't sleep well. Well, for her, whenever you say anything like that, it became a competition of why her life was worse. Oh, you didn't sleep well? I haven't slept well in 5 days. And this, that, and the other. And I was like, girl, I'm I'm not trying to beat you to the past of why my life is not good. Like, no, like I'm not trying to win a competition about life being hard. So yeah, right. It was a thing. Um, Tracy said you can't find my handle. Let me find it really quick. I'll put it in the chat. Let me see. Is this the right? I think this is the other one. This is Rashida. Oh, nope, this is the other one. Let me see. Search. Um, at Miss Rashida. Oh, oh, this is me. It doesn't have any pictures or anything on it. Um, it just has my, um, it just says RO. Let me copy the link. There you go, Tracy. Okay. Megan said, imagine thinking someone is too happy. It's good that negative energy is gone. Yes, I'm not going to lie. I wish her the absolute best, but I was happy to see her go. We've had a couple people leave since I started. This is now the third person. And I'm not going to lie, I've been happy to see all three of them go, because they did all have the bitter bitch energy, that negative energy. And that's just not who I am. And the people that are here now have way better energy. It's been really good. We've had a little bit of bumps in the road, but we're in a really good place now, and it feels really nice. Um, Megan said, "You try to root for the other black woman, but all skin folk ain't kin folk." Very true. Very true. And I root for us anyway, because I believe I could bring us back to the dark side. I could bring us back from that side to the kinfolk side. But I agree. And I have to be careful with that too, to not overextend it. So I did it, and like I haven't told her that I didn't even tell her I applied for the position. We still have each other's phone numbers. I'm not going to tell her. I'm not opening that can of worms, girl. I don't need that energy over here. So you right, Megan. You right. Tracy said, Meg, congratulations on 198 days of meditating. Yes. Megan said, thank you, Tracy. Tracy said, damn, Meg, look at you rhyming. Come on, right? Get it, boo. Tracy said, okay, thanks. I saw that RO and wasn't sure. Yes, girl. Rashadat Odiemi. That's me. That's why we got Rashadat O. So, yeah. So, all of that to say, I think I'm not going to say that that I have all the answers of how to officially move into using code switching as a tool, but I have figured some amazing things out. And like I said, the most important part is learning to detach your identity from your work. And then the second part of it is kind of recalibrating how you direct your ambition. I had to do a lot of that when I first started this job. Here's the other thing that's very interesting about this. We want to say, oh, I've healed, and then we want to avoid a trigger. I've been learning lately that just because you healed doesn't mean you should avoid a trigger. Actually, healing and recalibrating your triggers, those happen simultaneously. So you're triggered and then you realize you handled it better than you did before. That's part of the reason why we go through the same situations over and over again, because it helps us see our healing in real time. So keep an open mind and an open heart and recognize, like, I had a situation where, like I said, they made me crazy angry, but the way that I would have dealt with it before, I didn't show up that way. Yes, I was angry, triggered like I would have been before, but I decided I was able to step away with that and to decide how I wanted to respond and respond in a way that felt authentic to me, but also able to be received by them. Because code switching is about making ourselves receivable by them, right? But I was able to set myself up to do both without taking away from who I am or feeling like I wasn't able to show up as myself. So, um, yeah, I have to say too, like these are conversations that I recalibrating, reconnecting to our identity, detaching our identity from work. These are all things that we talk about inside of Jolly with Rashad. So if you are looking for more support on this, I would love for you to have a conversation with me. You could hit me up at that link, or you can hit me up on TikTok. That is I am Rasha.o on TikTok. But we can talk about what it looks like to get you inside of Jaya and to help you continue to have these conversations and to help you continue on this journey. It's not a one and done thing. It's not even over for me. It's still going, and yet I feel tremendously better. And it's absolutely possible for you too. So yes, yes. All right. That being said, I hope this conversation was good. If you have any thoughts, if you're watching on the replay, I would love to hear in the chat. I don't need everybody to agree with me. That's completely fine. But I'm also curious what your thoughts are. Have you seen yourself shift? Have you been able to shift from feeling like your only way to survive is code switching? And do you actually feel like you can show up um, and be well received? So, yeah, I want to hear about it. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get ready to wind down for the weekend, y'all. It is going to be a whole celebration when it's my last Friday where I have to go to work on Saturday. Come on, I cannot wait. I hope it's only 2 weeks from now. I hope so because I really wanted to go to the Juneteenth celebration on that Friday, but it looks like I got scheduled for work. So you see, I'm like, I can't wait to get out of that situation. Okay, so we're winding down for the weekend. Three things that we like to do every week to wind down for the weekend. Take a second and open your phone, your tablet, your laptop. See what tabs do you have open. And this is your opportunity to do some emotional decluttering. Okay. When you do emotional decluttering, you're taking an action of cleaning up something that's in front of you, but you're doing it in a way to also connect to your mind to say, I am making space for what I actually want. Now, here's the thing. We actually talked about this week in Jaya. Don't be doing emotional decluttering as a way of avoiding doing the thing you need to do. Okay? If we need to talk about the procrastination, procrastinating, we could talk about that too. But emotional decluttering is about making space to receive, not avoiding what you need to do. Okay, so just be clear about that. Um, Megan said, "Yay, the week is off." Right, Megan? Come on. Tracy said, "All right, girl, I can't wait." Um, Tracy said, "You are being blessed, girl. This year has been showering you with blessings. Come on, girl." Oh, which reminds me, y'all, put some extra good energy, some extra good juju out. I've been manifesting my ass off because this coming Tuesday, no, Wednesday, is the end of the tiny house giveaway. Okay. And I've been manifesting that on Friday morning or Thursday morning when they call the winner, they are calling me. It is my tiny house. I've already been talking to um, my tax preparer about how I'm gonna pay for the taxes. I've been talking to a real estate person about buying land. Like I've been doing all the things to be ready for this tiny house, y'all. So yes, for more blessings this year. I received that, Tracy. Thank you so much for saying that. Listen, Meg said, having to do work on Juneteenth doesn't sit right with me. I hate that for you. It's okay, girl, because it ain't gonna be forever. It ain't gonna be forever. I ain't gonna worry about it. The only reason it annoyed me is because I actually asked for the day off. But it seems like my coworkers asked for that day off too. And the girl who gets to make the schedule just ignored it. And I was like, okay, whatever. So it's fine. But they also don't know that I'm applying for a different job. So there's going to be a screw you in there anyway. That's the other reason why I'm not mad, girl. We ain't got to be mad. Don't even worry about it. Okay. Tracy said, girl, we had to fight for MLK Day, right? We did. We did. They don't like us. Yay. Come on, tiny house, right? Yes, y'all. It's coming up. I've been every single day. So send some extra vibes up in the atmosphere for me. Lord, we didn't got off on a tangent. Let me bring it back. We we were doing emotional decluttering. Listen, and I'm gonna do some more emotional decluttering because this tiny house is about to be up in my vibes. But yes, close tabs. Allow yourself the extra space to focus instead of trying to focus on 1% on every little thing that you have going on. Declutter all of that other stuff. Diminish all of that, get that out the way, and just allow yourself to focus on what's in front of you. It allows you to move faster on what you're doing, to manifest deeper on what you're manifesting on. Come on, that's why I've been manifesting only that tiny house right now. Come on, tiny house. Come on, tiny house. Listen. Yes. So that's why we do emotional decluttering because we're making space to fully receive the things that we want. We're not, and it's keeping us from spreading ourselves too thin. So close extra tabs, delete extra emails, anything that those things that you are allowing clutter, allow it to go. Okay. All right. Megan said, laughing at me. Okay. Tracy said, wishing that for you. You've been into that now for a while. Wishing you get that tiny house. Come on, girl. Thank you. I receive it. Megan said, I closed 6 tabs. I also emptied more of my mailbox today. Come on, girl. Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So good. Okay, so the second thing we do to wind down for the weekend is we choose, well, second and third thing. We find a fun activity and we find a fun meal. Now here's where I'm getting excited. I only got to get through tomorrow and then I got Sunday off and then I got Monday off. You know what my fun thing gonna be for this day off? It's gonna be figuring out what my new schedule is after I get this job. Because I can't wait to be on my freedom. Okay? Yes, I cannot wait. My fun meal. What am I gonna do? Last week I made pasta, which I had been like hankering for. I was ready for. I don't know what I'm gonna do this week. Maybe I'll make myself like a black bean burger. I don't even. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that. Listen, hopefully, you know what I actually hope? I'm gonna see the guy I'm dating right now. I like him. We've been dating for I guess about a month now. I guess I haven't talked about him, but I like him. Um, but his schedule, he works at night and he works at night on my days off, and I work during the day on his days off. And we have a hard time getting our schedule to work. So I really hope that I don't know because Sunday and Monday are his work days, and it just makes it hard because we're on he's at night and I'm during the day. So I might not have a chance to hang out with him, but it'd be nice if we get a chance to go out. But guess what? That's gonna be easier when I get this new job, when all the details are figured out. So I'm not even complaining about that either. So yes. Yeah, that's my fun things for wind down. Okay. Tracy said, Meg, stop showing off with your zero inbox self. Tracy, you so silly. You are so silly. You said my fun thing was gonna be sleeping. Listen, I ain't mad. Wait, reverse. You like somebody? Oh, that's so funny. Right? Because I done had a lot of people that I've been out with and I don't necessarily like them, right? I actually like him. I do like him. Um, he's been easy to talk to. We've been having a lot of fun when we have a chance to get together, even though we haven't had a chance to get together as much as I like. And I do get to travel with this new job, so that might make it a little harder too. But I think he's definitely a person I think I would keep around for a while. So we'll see what happens. Meg said, my main inbox isn't totally zero yet, Tracy. I've been emptying my updates and promotions folder. She's like, listen, I'm just getting started, okay? Tracy said, you have me laughing. It reminded me of that guy in Mexico. Listen, listen. I'd be trying. But you know what? And I probably say this every time. This one feels a little bit different. It does feel a little bit different. I feel a little bit different because I see myself going through. Oh, that was another one for this week. I found a therapist, and I'm very excited about that, y'all. A therapist, and I don't have to pay out of pocket, which is amazing because I have so many between my therapist, my chiropractor, my stretch uh, person, um, my HRT doctor, my weight loss doctor, my PCP. I got so much. My eye doctor, Lord, everything. I was so glad that this is one thing that my insurance completely pays for, but I just got off on 10 million different tangents. Sorry, Tracy. Yes, I know. I listen. See, that's why I can't tell y'all nothing. Now y'all talk about all boo alert. Listen, that's why we're not at boo alert yet, but I like them. Okay, let's just leave it at I like them. I find the man attractive and I like talking to him. And I've liked talking to him for more than like, you know how you could like to talk to someone for a week or two and then you don't like to talk to him anymore. I've continued to like talking to him. So there's that. Y'all are silly. Y'all can't stand y'all. Yay, I want one too, but I can't get my drugs no more. Damn baby. Oh, for all of the different doctors. You funny, right? I know. I know. You so silly. Leave my L alone. I hope he's doing good with his cute little chunky chip cheeks. I hope he's doing real good. Okay. So we closed down some tabs. We talked about our fun meal. I talked about my fun activity, which is getting my new schedule when I'm going to be back to autonomy and better work hours where I have my weekends off. Tracy said, "Is he taller than me?" Yes, he's taller than me. I am 5'4". He is 6'4", so he is a whole foot taller than me. No more love, Pam. I'm sorry, Tracy. Well, you'll be able. Would you be able to do it again when you're done breastfeeding? How much longer are you gonna breastfeed Elle? Because I think you're breastfeeding, right? Yes, he's taller than me. Um, Tracy, you are trouble. You're like, give me the details. You're like, I want to get into the girl talk. Forget the rest. I want to get into the girl talk. That's so funny. Um, yes. Okay, here we go. A tall drink of water. Yes. Stop. Y'all are making me blush now. I had no intention on bringing this up. I'm not mentally prepared. He's a tree, Meg. You're so stupid, Tracy. I want him off. Oh, you said you want L off. He's not off yet. He's like, listen, mom, I like this too much. Bring the boobies to me. That's so funny. You- Y'all are hilarious. I love it. I love it so much. I want L off, and he's a tree. Tracy, I missed you. I'm glad you made it back today. Okay. Well, I'm so excited for us to get back to our earlier time because we do have more time to get into like this kind of fun talk because y'all get to join and we get to talk about this stuff in like real time. So yes, I hope that I not I hope I know that we'll be back to that soon. And I'm looking forward to getting us back there. In the meantime, I am going to go ahead and shut it down. Tracy said, Boo should be watching your video right now. Listen, I actually don't. This is one of the things. My business is geared for women. I actually don't tell most guys about they don't last long enough for me to tell them about my business. I think I told him that I do a live stream on Fridays the first week because he called me right afterwards, but I didn't go deep into it. I didn't tell him it was for my business. I didn't tell him when we talked about. Yeah, it's just one of those things I wait for a little while, which is funny because with y'all, I don't mind going deep, but with dating, I kind of, you know why it is? It's because I've had a couple guys say some terrible things, some rude things that were like demeaning to me and my business. They were a bit chauvinistic. And I was like, oh, yeah, we're gonna make sure they're not like that first before I get into it. So yeah. Tracy said, see how much you giggling? Stop paying attention, Tracy. Stop telling my business. Tracy said, okay, but seriously, talk about what you eating. I just said, I don't know what I'm eating because I need to go grocery shopping. And I'm trying to save my budget for next week because my schedule is going to be a little different. I don't know what I'm eating. That's why I was like, I might do a broccoli burger. I'm trying to think what else I got in the freezer. Tomorrow I know I'm doing edamame and pot stickers, which I am excited about that. So there's that. Um, listen, I need to figure out what I'm eating tonight because I'm hungry right now. So there's that too. Yes. But yeah. Okay, y'all. It is pouring down raining. I still have another 45-minute ride home. But I'm excited for us to get this a little earlier so we can get into the girls' talk and the giggling. Yes, I'm giggling. um, a little more of the girl talk. I'm so glad that you both got a chance to join. I'm glad Marissa got a chance to join. It always is so good to see y'all. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me. I love it so, so much. Um, and I will see y'all soon. Listen, you don't do meats, right? Less, which is the other thing that I like about him too. He doesn't eat a lot of meat either. So I'm not completely vegan, but I don't do a lot of meat. But yes, you got that right. So yeah, that's everything, y'all. Let me go ahead and put the listen, Tracy. I know. I was like, I have I intentionally made a emoji. You know, now you can use AI to make emojis, and I had AI make me a brownie point emoji so I could send them to him when it was something that I liked about him. Yeah. So, oh, thank y'all. Yes. Which you see, I keep talking and like I don't need to get going. So let me go ahead and put this on. I will definitely drive safely. Thank you, Megan. See you next Friday. Thank you, Tracy. Y'all have a good time getting home. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you do something fun. I hope you love on yourself. I hope you take time for yourself. Um, and I hope you get a chance to join me next week, regardless of whether it's live or on the replay. I love you both. All right, let me go ahead and get this playing. I'll see y'all next week. Brownie points, you're in trouble. Oh, there we go.